ever.
Anthony Pettis putting on an absolute show, and I think if you took a straw poll around the cage, a lot of people would say this thing's all even at 2 rounds apiece. And both of these warriors have put on a show in Glendale. Steph and I cannot think of a better way to bring down the curtain.
Oh my goodness! Did you see that? Declaring the winner and new lightweight champion of the world, Anthony Showtime.
We got the greatest, Mr. Anthony Pettis. Just won the UFC. I mean, great role model. Everything we know. If you didn't follow his track record, just coming up in the martial arts with extreme taekwondo, right? ATA, right? See, you know, when we said MMA wasn't about the traditional element, it's everything, and he's a prime example of the complete martial artist. Talk to him, sir. Give him a little intro.
Yeah, I think my style, the way my upbringing was traditional martial arts. It gives you this background that you can build off of. You get these guys that come in here, they think it's all about being tough, and they think it's about how many hits I can take. My coach has the best quote ever. He says, your toughness is your savings account, your skill is your checking account. You don't touch that savings account until you have to. So, like you're saying, the point MMA system is a brilliant idea. I think all the gyms should embrace this. I mean, these kids, they don't need to get beat up at 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. Their careers won't last long. And you give them a system that they can compete in. They still understand the mindset, the training behind mixed martial arts. But when it's time for them to actually get hit, and it makes sense to get hit, or learn not how to get hit by using points, I think that's key. I mean, that's why my style is different. All my fights, I think I've gotten hit maybe twice or 3 times that was legit, and it's from point sparring. I understand it's like, for me, it was a game of tag. I hit you, you can't hit me back. I take that same element into mixed martial arts, and that's why I think my success is. I've been training since I was 5, man. So you do martial arts. I'm 26 now, 21 years. It's natural, and that's what it has to be for these. Even kids now growing up, it has to be natural. We don't have to force it on them. But the more natural the flow is, and that's why I think the point system is a brilliant idea, because they're not going to get hurt. You don't have to worry about getting beat up. You're learning while you're competing. It makes it amazing. I mean, Taekwondo, point sparring was my base. That's it. Taekwondo's point sparring. My mom wouldn't let me box in tournaments because she didn't want me to mess my face up. And at the time, I didn't understand that, but now I respect her for not letting me do that. And it shows in mixed martial arts. I barely get hit, and I know I can take a hit. I know that it's there, but why take a beating if I don't need to? I use that point system, that point system base to my striking, and you change a little bit of the technique, and you kick a little harder, kick a little different. And I mean, Duke Rivers actually really helped my style. It comes from a traditional martial art background itself. I could talk about this all day, man. I'm such a believer in this system. I own my own gyms. I teach this to my kids. It's huge. It's huge for me. Point MMA is going to be something that needs to be implemented in all the gyms. There should be tournaments. I mean, it should be huge. Mixed martial arts is the #1 thing in martial arts right now. Everybody wants to be a fighter, and you put that point system behind it. It gives us families a chance to do it, young kids a chance to do it. You don't have to be the best athlete to do it. It's a fun way, easy way to learn mixed martial arts.
Last thing, closing.
ABC's hit show Shark Tank comes to D.C.
And people lined up around the convention
Summit
center
uses
today.
Dr. Martin Luther King's economic teachings to promote entrepreneurship and innovation. As part of this, ABC's Shark Tank set up shop today at the convention center, looking for a few new ideas from the D.C. region.
All trying to land a energy, be excited. Personality goes a long ways. The Sharks are people. They're not just looking at numbers. They buy into you just as much as they buy into your business or product.
And they'll fight each other for a piece of the action.
As for the Sharks, they actually have no idea what pitches they'll be hearing.
I don't think people realize the only thing we know when they walk into the Shark Tank is their first name. It's not easy because you're making big decisions for them.
Laurel, Maryland's Willie Johnson pulled no punches with his family-friendly MMA pitch.
Rather than reinforcing the violence that we see plaguing our society, how can we take something that everybody loves and bring it and make it safe?
Seconds ago, I saw you on TV, and I seen you inspire your son to be able to become a better martial artist. Not just become a better martial artist, you telling them to become a better martial artist in life. Become a martial of yourself. And you telling these guys, whoever listening in today, what he's telling you to do is become a martial of yourself. Don't let no police take your life. Don't let junk take you away from the dreams and the goals that you have in your life. Do what he's telling you to do, because look at what he's doing now. I mean.
Shoot up.
Thomas, 1988 Olympic gold medalist in Taekwondo, but that's not where it started. I originally started in Shaolin Kung Fu at 5 years old. The purpose was self-defense. I grew up in inner city Chicago, not in a great neighborhood, so that's why I started martial arts, but fell in love with competitive martial arts, so started point fighting and hitting tournament after tournament, became the #1 female fighter in North America through NASCA, and then transitioned to Olympic style, which then took me to the Olympic Games in Seoul in 1988. That blossomed into a school owner, but I find myself making that full circle back to why I started martial arts to begin with, which is self-defense. And although I love sport, I love point tournaments, I love Olympic style tournaments, something like a point MMA may give our kids a step up on being prepared for a self-defense situation, much better than maybe a traditional point tournament or even an Olympic style tournament. So the point MMA is appealing to me because it does give them some real world transfer and how to protect themselves on the street, but still gives them a competitive outlet.
And if you had a...
Hi, my name is Steve Nasty Anderson, the #1 karate fighter in America for like 9 or 10 years, and the world champion for the same amount of time. Professor Bam and the Point MMA, I just love what he's doing with it. It really prepares the competitors to go a little bit further in the MMA field, but not get hurt in the same process. It's pretty good.
Anna, she's been trying to get me to really do it, and I don't know. It takes a lot of courage, a really lot of courage to do what these women are doing, because it's not just about fighting. It's about, your mind, soul, everything has to be in one. So
MMA was a great experience. It teaches you that it's more about the technique instead of like the brutal fighting. I think that's a really good thing to give people a try.
My name's Jeff McCann. My daughter's a 3-time point MMA champion and fitness champion. We love the BAMs. They bring kids up. They get them powered up, and that's a great thing. It's a great sport because it teaches kids you got to overcome things. You got to do learn different skills. It's not all one thing. It's a cardio. It's a martial arts, kicking and punching, and it's good because the kids don't get hurt, and it teaches them, without getting them all injured or anything.
This is also Mfundishi Tayari Cassell. It's also beginning to sweep the country. It's called Point MMA. Different from the regular mixed martial arts, this one is a full-flowing, fantastic exchange between two competitors who are going at each other. But now, there's another little flavor that comes into it, and you're going to have to see it. It's extremely exciting, it's fun to watch, and it's still deadly because it's still the martial arts. And this is something that was invented by Professor Willie the Bam Johnson, national competitor, loving husband and father and teacher for so many here in the Silver Spring, Laurel, Washington, D.C., Virginia, Delaware. Oh, I'm just going on and on because he just does it all. But it's a fantastic art. It's a fantastic expression. Look for Point MMA. It's the new next best thing.
The whole reason for starting the Capital Class expanding. We've added grappling to the event. We've added continuous fighting to the event. And now we move into the next level, which I think is what folks are looking for. The point fighting is amazing. The grappling is amazing. The ground fighting is amazing. We were trying to figure out how do we bring all of those elements together. And, not to say if you're a point fighter, you can't fight. You're a ground fighter, you can't fight. Everybody's going, what if there was a middle ground where you could test yourself, but you don't want to fight to the knockout, or you want to test yourself, but you don't actually want to go to the tap out? Well, the BAM family here, they've come up with this Point MMA. You can do all the striking you want. You can go ahead and bang, 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 and as you will see, they bang, and you get points for it. If you can take them to the ground and fight there, and you have those skills, you can also execute those. So you don't have to necessarily be a professional full contact fighter to do this. And even if you are professional, you can still come and do this. But if you want to enjoy the fighting, but you're not trying to fight for that big $1 million press, and you don't have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to train, you can still do Point MMA. So come out and take a look at it. If you like to fight, you're going to be excited about this.
Colton Smith, the Ultimate Fighter 16 champion, as well as active duty staff sergeant, airborne ranger.
I want to give a message to the children right now. I want to let you know, forget about what the hype is, forget about what's cool these days. What you need to worry about is yourself, your God-birthed dream, what God planted in your soul to be successful in what you do. If you want to be a fighter, follow that dream. Follow. You don't need to do the outside stuff. You don't need to party. You don't need to have tattoos and piercings and all that stuff. You need to be a good person, a good citizen, and it'll definitely, I believe, I'm a Christian, so I believe that God will definitely put it on the map for you and go to bat for you. So that's my message to you kids. Just work hard. Hard work pays off. And one last message. Hard work beats talent when talent decides not to work hard. So remember that. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Master Benny the Jet Arquidez, one of the greatest fighters on this planet.
Men didn't care. And matter of fact, you can see this warrior here. Warrior of a light means that, he's just sharing his love. Okay? Because even if you paid him, and even if you paid me, you're just paying us to do certain things. What we choose to give you our essence for what we love doing.
Great Mr. Kong Lee here, the man that was responsible for bringing Kung Fu back to the realization that it can fight. So we want to ask.
I think martial arts lives inside of you. You train it, you live it every day. It's part of you, so you can't die.
He's struggling right now. What do you say to him?
Never give up. Family first.
Thank you.
Don't quit. Don't give up. Fight the good fight. You can do it.
In particular, we have a real treat for you. We have Willie the Bam Johnson, 5-time World Karate Champion, star of the WMAC Masters TV show, showing his cardio karate class. And as I've always said and promoted when it comes to cardio, the techniques are important, but it's how you present the techniques is everything. And if nothing else, you're going to get out of this particular series is what it means to have a really special personality, or to try your best to put personality into your class and just to make it fun. And watch this tape, and I think you'll be as impressed as I am, not just by the skills and the techniques that Bam shows us, but the smiles and the energy and the feedback that the students give them. It made me feel like, hey, I'm not doing enough to energize my class. And I tell you, I just thoroughly enjoyed watching this performance and this class, and I think you're going to enjoy it as much as I did. Again, watch it for the energy as well as the technique. Here we come with Willie the Bam Johnson.
10 minutes in the blast. Here we go. Let's do it. Come on. Bring your knees up. Go. Work. Go. Here we go. Give me sweat. We go. Jab. Ha. Ha. Come on. Ha. I'm not feeling you. I'm not hearing you. Ha. Come on. Keep moving. And we're going to switch. Here we go. Ha. Hoo. Ha. Hoo. Go. We got go. We got go. Give me 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hoo. Ha. Hoo. Ha. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. And here we go. Come on. Hoo. Ha. Yeah. Now. Uh-oh. Here we go. Ha. Ha. Get up. Come on. 3. Count 4. 2. They dying. 1. Come on, keep it moving. Give me 10. Go, give me 10. 3, 2, 1. And we go like this. Round, back, go. Ha, hoo, ha, hoo, ha. 1. Uh-oh, other side. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. Ha, I'm the 10 minutes. Blast. 2 more. 1 more. On your back. Give me bridge. Let's go. Bridge it out, people. Put your hands up. 10 minutes a day. Progress each day. What you gonna be, a champ or a sucker bill? Don't be being no sucker bill. Let's go. Come down on your shoulders. Back up, ready, up. Back down. 1 more time, up. Back down. Stretch it out. We gonna follow Miss Dawn right here. Give him some, y'all. Give him some. Give him some right now. All right. 10 minutes. Each leg starts the right leg. Let's go, Miss Dawn. Cool it down. Over to these 10 minutes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Left foot down. And a stretch.
Yeah. Come on.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs out front.
All right, just stretch. One time, everybody slide back real fast.
Yes, sir.
One more time, start at the beginning, Miss Donna.
Sir.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Right leg out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Let's go.
2, 1. Left leg out. Stretch.
Grab those toes. Let's stretch it out.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Come on. For real, if you ain't sweating, you ain't working out. Let's go.
6, 5, 4, 3.
If you're not sweating, you're not working out. Bang. Come on.
Knees to the floor.
Yep.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Come on.
2, 1. Right leg over.
There we go. Pull it out. There we go. Keep stretching it. Calming it down. We got that 10 minutes in. We ended it now. Bring it on down. There we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There we go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yep. Come on. 7, 6, yep. 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 There we go. Spread them out. Stretch it out. Almost home, people. Almost home. Let's go. Good stretch. Good stretch. Good stretch. Good stretch. Good stretch. Keep going. Yep. There we go. There we go. Stretch it. Stretch it. Good. Stretch it.
2, 1.
Yep. There we go. Give me 5 of those. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. That's our 10 minutes last. And here we go. Till next time, say what?
See ya.
Wouldn't want to be ya. Let's go. Here we go. Back at you. We got the 10-minute last 2. Here we go, everybody. We got the prayer smack goes like this. If you had the street combat videos, you know it. Let's go. Ha! Shake. Ha! Come on, snap it. Go. Ha! Come on. 3, 2, 1. And we step. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we go. Ha! 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 Go. Cross. Go. Come on. 20. Go. Come on. Come on. Oh, here we go. Now watch. We're going to move here. Going to step. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. Pound. Ground. Pound. Ground. Pound. Go. Give me 10. Oh, 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 oh. We hit. Just like this. Ha. Ha. Let's go. Ha. 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 Come on. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ha. Let's go. Ha. Let's go. Come on. Ha. Come on. 7 more. Go. Check it out. Here we go. We go. Knee, kick, knee, kick, knee, got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go, let's work. Ha, come on, ha, go. Come on, give me 10, Miss Donna. Come on, go on, give them a little something. Ha, ha, ha. Let's go. Yeah, hands up. Here we go. Keep your hands up. Here we go. Let's jab. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Give me 30. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, people. Burn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 18, 19, 20. Oh, we're still moving here. Then we got elbow, knee. Ha, ha, ha. 20. Back at you with 10-minute blast, 3. We're gonna start with a little fake jump rope. If you got a real jump rope out there, go ahead and pick that thing up and work it. Let's go, people. Yeah. Come on. No excuses. We got like 3 minutes. We working this one here. Jump, come on. We ain't just jumping like we here for fitness. Everything we do is about the fighting method. Let's go. Come on, people. Come on, work it. Come on. Work. Come on, bring those knees up high faster. Let's go. Knees up higher. Let's go, let's go. I am definitely not feeling you. Come on. Let's go. Footwork, let's go. Come on, there you go. Keep working, keep jumping. Come on, scrubbies, let's go. Let's go. 5, something, something, y'all. We're gonna get some 1, 2, knee, down, up. 1, 2, knee, down, up. Here we go. 1, 2, knee, down, up. Let's go. 1, 2, knee, down, up. Come on, give me 6 more. Knee, down, up. 5, 1. Oh yeah, no stop. No stop. Come on. Oh, you sound out here in the video. 1, 2, knee. Come on. You sound like the people watching the video. 1, 2, knee. Come on. We need 5 more something else. 5 more. 1. Yeah, jogging back. Yep, jogging back. Here we go. And we moving. Run it out, people. And we moving. Run it out. Get those knees up. Let's go. Give me 15. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, jump. Come on. 1, 2, 3, jump. Come on. 1, 2, 3, let's go. 1, 2, 3, jump. Let's go. 2, 3, jump. It don't matter if you messing up. Just keep going. Jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. 3 more. 1, 2, 3, jump. Come on. 1, 2, 3, jump. Come on. 1 more. Jump. Come on, run it out. Let's go to the other side. Let's go. Hands up. Go. Jump. It's okay to be tired because we keep working. We ain't give you no break. 1, 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, back it up. Yeah, they want to quit. They tired. Anybody want to take a break? No, sir. Y'all want some water? No, sir. Hands up. We got push kick. Push kick. Go. Push it out. Switch. Let's go, killers. Let's go, Miss Donna. 2, 3. I don't hear you. 4, 5. Come on. 6, 7. Come on. 8, 9. And 1. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab. 6, 7. Come on, shake it out a little bit. Cause now we're gonna go wide arms and we're gonna take it down. Give me 7 of those. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep moving, keep moving. Here we go. So now what we got, we're gonna go here and we go on. Roll and roll. Give me 8 people. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. Here's our last one. Ladies, don't you quit. Look at these, ladies. And the gentlemen, they're not quick. Are y'all tired? That's right. Here we go. We coming in. Pyramids. We got 8 of those, people. Let's go. And we're going to stretch, Miss Donna. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo!
Welcome to Life-Changing EFC Talk Radio. I am your host, Joe Guyton. This month's edition features a DVD from an EFC X Factor at Donna Lynn Patakas Family Karate Center in New Jersey. EFC Advisory Board member Donna Lynn is joined by EFC stars Willie Bam Johnson and Thomas Clifford. Bam gives information on MMA's wholesome new approach to freestyle sparring, character building, and dealing with bullies.
We also have something special going on after today, tonight and tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. We have Willie the Bam Johnson here, who's sir? Okay. And if you haven't heard, he started something called MMA point sparring. And I just want to give him a minute to explain that to you all. And then tomorrow, his son's going to be doing, tonight at 5:30, he's going to be doing the MMA point sparring at my other school, which I'm really excited about. And then tomorrow, his son is going to be doing a trick kicking seminar at this school as well. So we have 2 days of really dynamic kicking, punching, and we all know the talent sitting right with us right now. Mm-hmm. So if you'd like to just take a minute and explain it, I think that would be great.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning. Sir.
Basically what Point MMA is, we all run martial arts schools, and I know that I will never have nothing against people with tattoos and the way they dress with the lifestyle at MMA, but that will never happen in front of my school.
because I still believe that kids need they need that proper character of traditional martial arts display. And as competitors, we know that it's freestyle sparring. Freestyle sparring, if you really competed back in the day, we all did it in MMA. We just stopped when it was time to wrestle. The techniques was good, the attitude was good, the character was good. And through looking at those two things and realizing what can we do to ride along the tidal wave of what's happening with MMA, my instructor, Master Brown, said, no, I think we need to bring back this element of freestyle sparring, or bring it together with the wrestling component. There's no submissions, and we call it a wholesome approach to teaching MMA. When we first started it, it was for top-level competitors. If you put in YouTube video Point MMA, you'll see my son and a young man from Kempo last year fighting. They was doing stuff that just blows your mind. Jeff Smith, people all over the world said this is so incredible. And you can see UFC going in that direction now with more technique. But as we kept on going forward, and I started talking to a lot of people at AAU, they said, no, this is for our children. How can we really teach our children how to deal with the pressure of bullying and all that stuff in a safe and wholesome way? If you look on it, that's my little angel. He's 6 years old. His name is Masai. I have an older son who he can fight. He can do all that stuff. I mean, he's just incredible. But my little baby, he will never come up the way I came up. So how can I teach him the pressure and the character building of what MMA displays? Because really the truth of the matter is the people that's going to be bullying them is going to be some kid that's emulating MMA in school. So how can we teach that in a safe, wholesome manner? Well, Point MMA is the thing that we came up with. And right now, if you look at the flash called Max Up with Point MMA, there's a school, the guy has over like 200 and some schools, and all they focus on is fitness with MMA. So now we just did a branding collaboration where it's called Max Up with Point MMA. So all we come in do, we teach the kids from white belt to black belt on just sparring components of MMA, Taekwondo, Judo, you name it, tricking, flipping, all that stuff should be a part of your curriculum if you came up in a real good martial arts school. And that's what Point MMA allows us to do. And it allows us to go into the schools too and be able to, talk to the teachers, build up the fitness components and combat obesity and all those things. And when you look through I also gave you guys a DVD. You look on the DVD, you'll see my little son. He's only 6 years old. He won the World Championships last year, which is hosted by my instructor. And we have events at the Arnold Schwarzenegger show. We just got a call from Mr. Olympia, which is the biggest fitness show on the planet in Las Vegas. They're bringing it in, and the AAU is bringing it in. So it's just like it's really picking up rapidly. So we just wanted to come and introduce people to it and just see if it's something that we can help you bring to your school to complement what you have. Not teach you something new, but just complement what you have. So thanks for that.
Hello everyone, my name is Willie the Bam Johnson here with the Martial Fusion, where we take the traditional values of yes sir, yes ma'am, and the way we move and the way we stand and the way we punch, and we blend it together with the modern approach of rhythm, soul, spirit, hip-hop, martial arts, mixed martial arts, whatever it may be. We put it all together to do what? To tap back into that teen population and keep them in the school, bring them into schools. It's a complete program. It's the ultimate program. It's the program that we all need to change the world.
I'm Grandmaster Dennis Brown and instructor of Willie the Bam Johnson, the professor. And I am one of the greatest fans of his new martial fusion. I believe that he has found the link between hip-hop and martial arts. This martial fusion is the next generation of martial arts in America. If we can get them into the martial arts through hip-hop, maybe we can slide the discipline part in there too. Bam has got the passion that it's going to take to make it real. It takes talent, will, skill, and passion, and I think that Bam has all three.
And when we look at the dropout rate in our martial arts schools, I run the school, so I know we lose them as teenagers. They come in at 6, they get 12 years old, and they're gone. So we keep on talking about trying to patch a hole in the bucket. We're never going to patch a hole in the bucket until we find a way to communicate with the teenagers. If you understand how powerful hip-hop is when it comes down to expressing itself, it is such a universal language because it's the only pure expression that kids feel as though they can tap into right now. It just fuses everything together in a rhythmic motion that makes it fun, makes it exciting, makes it energized. I mean, it's limitless to what it can do. Just look at the power of hip-hop today.
Hi, my name is John Bannon. I am the martial arts director
for the Columbia Association in Howard County, Maryland. I am very excited to be a part of this martial fusion, and I feel that it is going to be a very big thing. And I think that school owners as well as community centers can really take advantage of this and use this program. It's going to be the next big thing. It really appeals to a broad range of ages and groups.
The younger generation, the teenagers who want to quit, they got all this energy, they into the hip hop, they into the clothes. What this allows us to do is to create a class just specifically designed for these teenagers, tapping into their competitive spirit, tapping into their UFC attitudes, and allowing them to stay connected to the school. They might not want to do traditional martial art program for a while, but guess what? If you can keep them in the school long enough through the martial fusion, eventually when they mature back to wanting to get back connected to the traditional program, you're going to have that student for life. It's a win-win.
All right. Y'all might think I'm crazy, but this is the part I really love this part. Getting real deep and remembering how it used to be when we used to do all these crazy things to people. And I call it put my hat on, getting into character. This first thing that we're going to do, it comes from a category that I created called the things that make you go, So you sitting out there and you know about all this stuff and all that stuff, but what about if something comes up to you like these different type of role-playing positions that you're going to see, and it's going to make you sit back there and say, boy, what am I going to do if that happens to me? So watch, what's going to happen? This guy coming home from work. Want to go home, see his kids, see his wife. We got a guy, he's filming right now. He's trying to get that drug. Him and his boys trying to do the same thing. They chilling on the side, on the corners, but they don't look like they're together. This guy just minding his own business, and we got the scene happens, and it takes like this. Let's go!
Man, what you doing? Man, why are you pushing me? Man, wait! Man, I should knock you out for this, man. Always bumping into people.
That's it. That could be you, right there. This could be you. You gotta remain conscious. Conscious aware of everything that's going on around you. You can't be happy-go-lucky, like nothing's gonna happen to you. Always be prepared for the unexpected. All right, some of these I just can't resist. So I gotta do this one for you. What's happening? This guy, his young lady who he loves dearly, give her a hug like you really love her. Yeah. They thinking and planning about some good things about ready to happen. Coming down the street, minding their own business. I see them. I need some money right now. And me and my boys know what's going on. And the scene goes just like this.
Yeah, sounds like it.
What's up? Hey, what's up? What's up with the money? Where the money at? Where the money at, huh? Where the money at, bro? Where's that, huh? He ain't got no money. Come on, y'all. What's up with her? Come on, let's go. All right, I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but you know, sometimes you have ladies walking around in the store, they got everything they want in life, and every time they walking through the store, they got a habit of being rude to people, just walking through, bumping into people, not saying I'm sorry, just go to the next store, and you sitting there and watch how somebody just walk by you or bump into you and don't even say I'm sorry. But you know what, there's some people out there that consider that a form of disrespect, and I know sometimes it takes a lot of self-control for me not to resort back when somebody bumps into me and don't say I'm sorry or try to cut me off on the beltway. This young lady gonna show you what happens after she done just say, oh, I ain't going for that. They gonna bump into me and she see him outside. Let's see how she gonna handle that situation. That's how it's gonna be. So don't think there's always guys that's gonna come at you and gonna beat you down. It's gonna be ladies too. I know a lot of them. It's just tough as most of you guys out there watching these videos. Okay, here's our next scene.
Okay, our next drill was also another very vivid memory for me in the attack, was when they grabbed my hair. At the time I had really long hair, and I just remember it just hurt so bad when it was pulled. Mr. Sullivan is actually gonna grab my hair the way it was grabbed that day. He's gonna grab it from the front, and he's gonna be pulling my hair, just like they were in the actual attack, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be digging my nails into him, grabbing, pinching, and pulling him. And now, okay, from here, you can hit with a fist, but most times that's not gonna stun a guy when a woman's fist hits him. So what I was telling Mr. Sullivan, it's gonna stun you more if I start smacking you. Smack, smack, okay? Now, he still may have a hold of your hands here, your hair, that's fine. As you're digging and pulling, he's gonna start to loosen up a little bit. Smack, smack, smack. Dig, grab that groin and pull down. Okay? One more time. As he grabs, he's pulling. I'm gonna try to get a hold and go with it so it's not ripping out my hair here. Okay? And then I'm gonna start digging and twisting and pinching. Smack, 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 smack. Grab, pull. Work my way down to where I really want to get to, that groin. Grab it, pull. He wants to pull my hair, I'll pull his groin. Okay? And you'll notice that some of the smacks just didn't get in, so you gotta keep smacking till you can find the opening. Okay, again, as I've said repeated times throughout this program, that I was pulled in so many different directions. Hair pulling, again, was a big issue for me. I had long hair at the time, and I remember that really hurting a lot, which really threw me off my focus or my concentration of even being able to think that I could defend myself. So what we're gonna do next is a side hair pull, as I felt like I was pulled from the side this way by my hair. He's gonna grab me, okay? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be digging my nails into his skin so I can get some kind of a finger here. And then most likely, if I can't, I feel this thumb already. As I'm digging around, he thinks I'm digging, okay? I'm digging and pinching, all right, but I'm trying to find where it's getting loose and opening. I wanna grab that, and I'm gonna break it.
Now we have the bear hug, the arms are locked. Okay. Okay, put me down. Now I need them to be straight. Pick me up, man. Give me a bear hug, baby, please. Oh, push up. There. That works, dude. Come on, pick me up. Grab my pants leg. Okay? What I want to get down and bite. I want to mount and come right my elbow is in his jaw. Once again, the pain starts from the bite. He grabs. I will grab his pants leg so I will not come up. I can rub in the forehead. I can bite here, I can bite the jaw. But I got him going. Right away, I will drop this here. I will do it. And I will go. Yes, sir. Okay, one more. Get up. In the choke. Push my face away, please. Get up. Do something. Thank you, sir. This one, the arms will be free. Give me a good bell. Break my back. Please break my back. Break my back, please. Please. Come right down. Look at me. Please stop right there. Look at me. Hello. How you doing? One more time. Give me a good bell hug. I need, because somebody out there saying this don't work, so wait a minute. So please, give me a good bell hug. Because we don't know how to fight from the street. We don't know anything. Get down here. Right there. Grab my hand. Take them down here. And hold them right there. Can we get one more real slow? Sir. Arms are free. I can smack. And I can dig down right behind the ears. And but what I want, when I grab here, I want my elbows to come. So he goes down. Okay? And I would love for him to just go to the side. And maintain control by pressing it. Side heel lock, let's go. Once again. Stop the grab by keeping my arm in here. Stretch it out by going over here, just like a bridge in jiu-jitsu. Place my thumb over the nose, right under the nose, I meant to say, and bring my arm straight back. Once it starts going straight back, I will twist to the side. Spin. Lock his head into my belly button and twist up. Or I can just press the nose in. Doesn't matter, as long as I keep the pressure on the nose. Once again, he goes. I will rock. Once again. You gotta take that back, man. to bear hug. We did this in our street combat. I mean, and now, China. Okay? But we're gonna build on it. We're gonna go from here. Just a second. What I want him to do is put me in a bear hug and tuck his chin right into my into my chest. And I cannot see the face or anything. What I'm gonna do, he's gonna squeeze me tight. I'm on the street, he's squeezing. I'm sliding my arm down. Okay? Once again. I'm in pain. This guy, he's a big guy, he breaks me. I'm sliding down on the face, coming across the nose. But what I want to do, I want to hold this, and I want to slide it down, so when he goes away, that's where he's going. Okay? Once again, he picks me up. Tight bear. I'm coming down, and I'm grabbing my clothing, and I'm squeezing back on his nose. So therefore, what happens, sorry, this is a painful technique. When I grab something here, or even if I grab this here and grab that, his face is gonna go that away. So I must go that way. If I take and do an elbow strike in that direction, it makes it hard for him to find a way to get out. Remember, I'm pressing down, I'm pressing on the nose. That's where I'm holding it, right there, that pressure point. Okay, once, Mr. Green, Mr. Markham. Old school. All right, thank you. Okay. A lot of things too that we do in the class. Imagine someone coming up to you and they grab you, and what Mr. Marco's going to do is give me this sort of, I'm just using an example here. I go to grab his Adam's apple right there, and he goes with that motion. But imagine somebody coming up and still this is the same element. I'm talking to you like, see, it's a different type of energy. We can't do that in the dojo. See, when a guy comes up to you and see, if you can't blend with that, you in trouble. Even when a guy walks to you like this and he's looking at you, what's up, man? How you? You all right? Good. You got a problem? Bring it down. That's what we train for. And no disrespect, I would rather be able to communicate and help my son understand that because he's 22 and he hasn't been in trouble. So it means that by introducing him to this, it allows him to avoid a lot of those situations that I have been in. And I was in jail my first time at the age of 10. So when you look at a prison record, blah, 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 lucky I was able to break it. But when you can take a youth and use their experiences, and all this stuff is a part of what we do, and we can't do that. I can do it with my old school guys, but I can't do it with everybody else. The combat situation starts with the verb, okay? And then it goes to that next. Hello everybody, Willie the Bam Johnson, here presenting to you Street Combat MMA. Trying to prepare you for those dangerous streets, because right now we know the popularity of MMA, fastest growing sport in history, but we gotta remember who's watching those pay-per-view shows. Some college kids, especially when you look at the age bracket that we got, they sitting around, drinking 40s, drinking some beers, eating some chips, smoking some blunts, just going crazy, just like the days of WWF when people was trying all that stuff in the backyard, body slamming people. That's what's happening with MMA right now. And I think what we need to do as martial artists, just as people in general, we need to get a little bit more prepared for it. It's a great, wonderful sport. I think everybody should learn the components of it. But remember, all the rules that they have for the safety of the fighter in MMA, on the street, there are no rules. The eye gouging, the biting, you know, the stomping the guy in the head when he's down, or whatever it may be, pulling that hair. I mean, running the head into the concrete, or hitting them upside the head with a rock, or whatever it may be, man. In the streets, anything goes. So you can't be like thinking that because you can do an arm bar, you can just piss. Anything you could possibly imagine that, how you gonna be sitting there grappling and rolling with somebody? Our goal is supposed to be to avoid the fight, but at the same time, if you have to go down, prevent them from taking you down, and that's what street MMA trying to prepare us for. We gotta be prepared for the guy trying to throw a knee or throw an elbow. He might not be as sharp, but guess what? If you think about it, as long as MMA been around, and if you got a couple of fans like me being into those Bruce Lee days, a great friend, Mr. Dave from Palin, his little saying is, you know, it was Bruce Lee back in the day, but now it's MMA today. That's the truth. So you got these kids sitting down watching Bruce Lee and all those kung fu movies, and we learned it. Now look, I became a 7-time world champion. Did movies, run a school. I taught myself. I'm not saying to be bragging, but I had to eat, and I wanted to expand my talent with that, learning martial arts that way. There's somebody out there doing MMA just like that. A lot of kids out there doing it just like that. And because MMA is so simple with the elbows and the knees, it ain't as technical as all the other stuff is, man. Look at that Predator now. He got skills that's far beyond what he ever thought, even though it goes back to natural ability and heart and spirit. So what we want to do is show you how to fuse all this stuff together, man. Bite him, scratch him. Hello, everybody. We back at you. Street calisthenics. Yep, street calisthenics. We're going to give you a 10-minute blast. No more excuses about you can't work out, you can't get things going. We're going to take the students through a 10-minute blast. We're going to start with some footwork. Let's go, people. Step up, get in the boxing stance, let the hands down. Let's go, footwork. Let's go, keep it moving. Let's go. The whole purpose is to get the blood circulating. Try to just let yourself just flow. Keep yourself moving. You have to do whatever you want to do. Imagine you're in the move. All right, let's go. Run it out in place. All right, here we go. We're going down to a cannonballs, then we're going to knock out regular push-ups. Cannonball is like this. Let's go. Give me a cannonball. Nice medium. Yep. Back up, people. Come on, give me another one. Boom. Catch your breath. Footwork. Back again. No breaks. No water. Keep moving the footwork. Give me 3. Give me 2. Give me 1. Back down. Cannonball. Give me push-ups with a clap. Let's go. Boom. Let's go. Stay there. Let's go. Push-ups with a clap. I'm going to give you a little surprise here. We're going to do this thing again. We're going to count down 3. We're going 2. We're going to go 1. Let's go. We're going to go down here. Boom. We're going to come right up and down. Up, down, up. Let's go. Bring it to me. Let's go. Boom. Bring it up. Touch the leg. Let's go. Back down. Let's go. Come on. Give me 10 of those. Let's go. All right, everybody. This is another 10-minute joint. This that 3:30 a.m. in the morning workout. When you go into the gym, you really don't want to go there. It's 10 minutes, but we got to try to knock it out in less than 10 minutes. No time to take a break. Just time to get busy. We can do this outside. We can find a little multi bar outside. You can get a couple of benches or whatever it may be. You know, a little tree branch, whatever that's strong enough. But we're going to get busy here. I'm going to show you the first warm up here. We're going to go up here. The key is to hold here and pull up and let go. Okay? So you got that. You ready? We're going to knock out 10 of those. Here we go. No break, come down, keep moving your feet. We jab, cross, hook, keep moving. No time to take a breather. We still working. Hang. I like to do that, keep going. Going to our next drill. Feet up, hands up. We just gonna pull it up. You got that one? Let's go, let's do 10. 10, 9, 8. Still catching the breath, but we gonna catch it doing something. Working those abs. There we go. Up and down. And down, keep moving. Jabbing. Catch your breath. Yeah. Don't think it's all about the slang and all about the street fight. When you train, I want to be able to bring in that foul language because somebody hit you, a B or whatever. It's a whole new different game. That's street MMA, baby. You know everything they say, foul language, all that biting, scratching, don't do in the ring. You gotta step it up, have some heart, take some blows, and be willing to have some rhythm. Most people don't think rhythm is very important. We're gonna show you why rhythm is very important. express our love with our loved ones. It's all about rhythm. So if you can check out the drill here, boys in a fighting stance, let's go. Now we're gonna add another one in there. We got lead foot step up, we got the side step, then we got 45-degree step. Are we ready, gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it, baby, move.
Forward, back, side, back, 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 side, back. 1, 2, 3, 4, bounce, blitz, boom, back, bust, boom, back, and bounce.
All right, and good. We're gonna add some more in there for you. All right, but I want you to think about, let your hands go all over the place. Because we remember, boxers, whenever they moving, hands are moving. It's just like, you know, what we call jailhouse boxing. We know how all that go. So what you gotta do is let them hands move, because the feet is the thing that do the work. If the feet move, then the hands gonna follow. Street combat, baby, I love it. You know, everybody got their street combat. It's whatever you naturally do, baby. We just try and free you from yourself, you know what I'm saying? Liberate yourself, let yourself just be. We're gonna go to our stances, because even on the street, if I'm talking to you and I'm moving like this, that's how the street's gonna be. If you ain't understand, like, what's up, though? How you feeling? Maybe you good? See, that's how you gotta move, with your hands, your feet. Everything's about motion. We're gonna give you some stances. All right, my brother, step up. So we got street combat stance, let me see it. Can I get non-aggressive stance? Can I get my boxing stance? Can I get my wrestling stance? Can I get my jiu-jitsu stance? Oh, can I get up? Let's go. Street combat, non-aggressive, boxing, wrestle, jiu-jitsu, and bring it up. Here we go. It ain't about trying. You gotta practice and make it look good. But hey, however it comes out, that's how it comes out. So let's do it, baby. Make it look real short and sweet. Do it. Practical elbow application, as Master K used to tell me when we did 45s. Boom, boom, boom. We got our ups and our downs, our ups and our downs, and our crosses and our backs, and our crosses and our backs and our flows. So even if this guy's like here and he's grabbing me and he's trying to get in, even if I keep grabbing, I'll push and I just quick snap that away. Tip of the elbow here, Fred. I want to say bang, 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 bang. Drag him on out. And then we got that just like that. So once again, he's coming out favorite. Pad drills are very, very important. Even if you're not fighting, you should always. Once again, these drills are to give you some direction, some patterns to find your own way and create whatever combination. And now we're going to give you some techniques to work on the offensive level with it. Another thing about the combos that we're showing you in this offensive pad drill, after working drills at that pace, 3 minutes, you ain't going to tell me you're going to knock them out. You're not going to knock them out with possibly the first blow. Just want to say, for all the ladies out there, you can see if she hit me one of those things.
Discipline. Ooh, shoot.
The BAM is performing with a special weapon he made himself called the Willy Whip. He grew his hair for 5 years, then cut it off to make the whip. Willie's working on... The BAM got his nickname from the ki he yells when he makes contact with a ninja.
The BAM. Dragon Belt status 5.
This crowd is ready for some action.
Camel Warriors, begin.
The rules are the same.
Camel Warriors, disengage. 1-on-1, begin.
Great takedown by Tiger Claw. He's way ahead on the power bar.